Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Can Blue, a hockey podcast covering the New York Rangers and the Montreal Canadiens. I'm your host, Ben, on the Rangers side.
Brendan, the Habs,
And
both of us had a pretty good week.
yeah, as far as weeks go, I think last week I was down in the dumps. This week,
You're a bit of a doomer.
yeah, doomer boomer. This week, if you were to tell me you're gonna go 3-1 against the Blues, the Bruins, the Hurricanes, and the Tampa Bay Lightning, I would take that and run every day of the week. So, and the fact that the loss came where just nothing was clicking for the team, and it was on the second half of the back-to-back, it's kind of like, okay, I'll expect it a little bit. You're not going to win, every game of the season. But before we get into kind of the results there, because I know you had a somewhat similar week where you won most but lost one.
And I was expecting to lose at least two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the week before, were you also on a slide, or was it kind of like?
Yeah, we
a
were on a
better week?
slide,
Yeah.
and then we won against the Leafs. We were 1-1 last week.
Yeah. That's right.
But yeah, I think this week was a good bounce back for the guys on the road.
Yeah, us as well. Rangers remain the best road team in the league. I think they
Really?
have 11 wins on the road. It's the
Wow.
most in the NHL. And
Wait! I just saw their wins. They're 13-12.
Yeah. They have 2 wins at home.
And they have 11 wins on the road?
They have 2 wins at home.
What?
And I think the wins are Nashville and is it the Blues? Which are like the worst teams in the league.
Yeah, I think
so they got to figure that out.
If you guys were winning for like the home, like let's say half of the home games, you'd be like at the top of the standings.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. It's so weird because we've talked about this a bunch. Like, you'd think the home games you can get into more of a rhythm, and it's just like, okay, this is like,
maybe teams are taking advantage of that. They're just like, we know the Rangers are bad right now at home.
Yeah.
Like, let's play loose and go hard
That's
and beat
true.
them.
That's true. I just want to talk about a couple things going on around the league. One of the, I guess I'm going to start with the other New York team, the Islanders. Kyle Palmieri's assist. I thought that was so awesome.
So cool.
So he gets pummeled behind the net, deep in the Flyers zone. He's clearly hurt. The play continues. Puck goes out of the zone. Palmieri's like limping himself back to the bench.
It doesn't go out of the zone.
It goes out of the zone.
But wouldn't it be offside?
The Flyers, so this is a good teaching point.
Yeah.
The Flyers bring it back into their own zone. So once the Flyers do that, it's not offsides, even though Palmieri's deep in their zone.
That makes sense.
So one of the Flyers defensemen kind of backpedals, and Palmieri is kind of limping his way, but it gets close enough where Palmieri lifts his stick, steals the puck, does like a backhand cross ice, and then the Islanders end up scoring on that. I think Palmieri gets the secondary assist, but if there's a category for like best assist of the year, that's got to be it. Just because it turns out he tore his ACL and he's going to be out for 6 to 8 months. So the fact that
he tore his ACL and got an assist.
Yeah, I've never seen something like that. That's like pure hockey mentality where you still play, you're on the ice, you're still in the game. And it's what I love about the sport. So I thought that's something to definitely bring up. I don't praise the Islanders too much, but that was sick. And Palmieri's a good vet. Another kind of around the league thing that we were talking about, because, Olympics coming up, like we've been saying, there's a big question around like what type of team is the U.S. going to put together. I think we have a better idea of like who's going for the Canada, for Team Canada, but for the U.S., there's a lot of, especially with the GM Bill Guerin, who likes to put together a heavy team. It's kind of, the question comes up, are you going to bring these skill scorers that are smaller and maybe don't hit as much, or do you want to bring the big hitters? And Guerin has released a statement that said, like, just because, Cole Caulfield, for example, is having a great year, it doesn't mean I'm just going to take him, because, like, you need to be able to hit in these types of games, which I understand, but I'm also like, Caulfield scoring these crazy top cheddar goals in like a hole this big, and you're just like, what happens when you can't score it because you're just
Yep.
hitting everybody in the game, and it's a bigger ice surface too. So like, does the big like a skilled player like that has more room to move around? So you'd think that that would help.
I think he's also underestimating that, like, the fact that Caulfield has been on an undersized team, and he hasn't suffered any. I mean, God forbid, any major injuries. Like, he could hold his own.
Yeah.
Like the
Hmm.
Canadians haven't been a big, heavy hitting team. Like Caulfield was kind of thrown into the fire back in 2021, and like he made it to the Stanley Cup Finals just fine. Like he's holding his own.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It maybe he can't hit like the Kachucks can, but he could definitely
There's a
have. He has endurance. He has
there's
endurance.
also a role for him there. He can score from like anywhere, it
Yeah.
seems.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. And that's something that the Rangers didn't have as much of in the Four Nations face-off.
Look,
So
wasn't this the approach that they took for the Four Nations? Like build a sturdy
I think so.
team.
I think so. Obviously they got close and went to overtime, but like when you needed that goal scorer, Austin Matthews, surprise, surprise, couldn't get it done.
Yep. I
And
mean,
so like, where's Kyle Connor? Where's Caulfield? Where's
you gotta
you
try
know,
something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's also talking about like Logan Cooley and
Oh yeah.
Jason
Yeah.
Robertson.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jason Robertson. I mean, he's a big body. Maybe he doesn't hit, but like, I thought he would make the team. I don't know.
I guess we'll see. I think this week as well the USA jerseys got released. They look
Oh,
great.
yeah.
They look really clean. It's like a throwback to the 1960 jersey, I think, that they used to wear, and it's just like very solid classic like 3 lines on the side, I think, and it says USA, and it's just like it's not too modern, that like I feel like the last couple Olympics they really went modern with it and tried to get like a gradient going on the jersey. This is just like
Keep it simple,
blue,
old school.
white, says USA on it. And I think someone was saying like, oh, it kind of looks like the like Rangers jerseys, like because it's just like
Yeah, because it's
the red, white, and blue
USA
with stripes.
Rangers.
But it's
Yeah.
but maybe that's why I like it. But I do think the classic feel of it and the vintage feel is cool. And I think a lot of teams we've been seeing around the league have been going that way, and it's kind of making a resurgence. Like the Dallas Stars jersey. Did you see that? It was like
No, I haven't.
the '90s re-release jersey they wore. It was
I
like
did like those
with the star, kind of the
like
bottom
when
of the star.
when
on the,
Mike Madonna was on the
Yes,
team.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Really
yeah.
cool. We've obviously seen, which you're going to talk about, the Nordiques jersey make a comeback.
Yep.
For the Avalanche. Obviously, we have the Whalers.
It was a pretty sick jersey, though. I
Yeah,
gotta admit,
of course.
it looked
the,
really
the
nice.
baby blue. Everyone's just it's so
It
cool.
just feels weird, like you're wearing a Quebec team and you're in Colorado. And I get it; they used to be the Nordiques. Let's just bring them back. That's all.
Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
probably not. Probably not.
All right. Anything else around the league before I jump into my games?
I mean, big signing. I don't know if we want to talk about it now, but I'll just mention it.
Yeah, do
just,
it. Go for it.
just Mike Matheson, 5 years, $6 million. I mean, like to say thank you to him because
Another discount.
another discount.
They're putting
because
together a culture there.
He
Seems
could have
like it.
gotten 7.5, and he is playing ice time and a responsibility that is worth 7.5. At I think the very least. And it's good to have him back for another 5 years because he wants to win with us. He's a good veteran presence at this point in time. Could still put up points. Yeah, I mean, I made a lot of complaints about him last year, but at the end of the day, I knew he was good, and thankfully he has a little more support in terms of the skill department. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this 5-year window for him will go, along with all the other windows that we have, and future signings we'll make. So yeah, it's good to have Matheson back.
Yeah, that's great. You seem to keep getting these little deals done that could prove, could pay off in the future.
Yeah, and they're still growing pains. They're a young team still, one of the youngest, but having a veteran like him, which I think we lack the veteran presence a little. So to have him stay is more than good.
Mm-hmm.
More than good.
Cool. I have a couple questions I want to talk to you about with like what the feel of the Canadians team and organization is, but I'll let I'll wait for that until your section, and then for me,
We are at the quarter
just about
part.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like each team has played at least 20 games.
So there's this big, I guess, like idea in the hockey community that the standings, if you're outside of the playoffs by American Thanksgiving, uh, most teams don't then make the playoffs. So like Rangers are outside looking in by a point or two. They have a couple games that they've played already. So, but I think normally what happens is there's a much bigger disparity in the conference as opposed to this year in the East. The top and bottom teams are separated by like 6 points or something. So,
Dude, the West is so much better.
yeah. Well,
Like
it's
in
it's
terms
so
of
much. Yeah, it's
separation.
so much more separated. So, I would like to think, and I hope, because Rangers, they're showing flashes of good things. I'd like to think that they're gonna like beat the odds in that one, where even though they're outside of the playoffs now, they're gonna be in the future. But yeah, at the quarter point, it's you know,
The Islanders are technically in a playoff spot.
are they now still?
Like they are
They're like right at the bottom
they
too.
are below 6, like they are on 16 or higher.
Yeah.
So, I mean anything could happen. We were last place at the start of December. Like close to the bottom, last place last year.
Oh, really? So you beat it. You beat
And
the
we
odds.
beat the odds. So, it all you can make or break a team by just like one stretch of 10 games
Yeah.
being really good or
Like
really bad.
7-3
Yeah, so
could do it, right?
yeah.
Or 3-7.
And as you said, it's close, the East. It's like the variation between points is not that much compared to the West.
Yeah.
It's anyone's game.
Yep. Cool. So I'm gonna get into my games. The 4 games for the Rangers. I think we were recording either during or right before the St. Louis Blues game last week.
It was during, yeah.
Yeah, during.
You were pretty
Oh yeah, I was.
pessimistic about
Oh
it.
yeah,
You're
because
like,
they
well,
looked horrible the week before. I think they went down 1-0 to start it off, and I'm just looking at my phone, and it's like the play-by-play, and it says, Zibanejad missed shot. Like, and you just see like a couple missed shots. You're like, oh my god, that's just how it's going. But they end up pulling it off. Good, because that is one of the worst teams in the league. What I want to focus on for these next couple games, that have been played this week, is the shot totals. So this game, they matched the Blues shot totals at 21. So it was 21-21 either way. I think it was like a 3-2 win.
regulation.
Regulation. 21 is still a low number of shots, but once you hear how many shots they've gotten in the next 3 games, you're gonna. It's better than it's been.
It's better to be even with the other team than
Yeah. What I'll say is, without going into like every goal, the Trocheck, they have a line now. They've kind of mixed it up a bunch, but Trocheck, they're stapling with Panarin. So like those guys are gonna be tied. He's gonna be, Panarin is Trocheck's winger and vice versa. Like that, it just works. And so it used to be them with Lafreniere, but they've kind of been cycling around some different guys. So they actually have Cooley on that line now, and I think
Okay.
it's looking pretty good. Cooley definitely at his ceiling right now should be a middle six, like maybe a third liner. But the fact that we don't really have another top end winger that's ready, like Perreault will be that, but having him there, second ish line works. First line then that means is Lafreniere, Miller, Zibanejad.
Okay.
Which again I'm good with. Like that's how we started the season, with kind of Miller and Zibanejad filling in at the center role at different times, and I think it strengthens that line overall, and hopefully that gets Lafreniere going a little bit more. Big other line, the third line. They called up Brett Berard finally. I think we talked about that last week. He has the speed, the motor. He's doing everything right, and Brodzinski's been playing really well as well. So they have those 2 guys with Laba, and they sent Parsonen down.
Oh yeah, he was on waivers.
He was on waivers, so that they really have been trying to avoid exposing guys like that. But I think it was just like, okay, we need something. We're not winning. We're gonna just take a risk. No one picked him up, so he's down in the AHL. He actually just got hurt. I think he has upper body injuries day to day now.
He got hurt in the AHL.
In the AHL, yeah. So
Oh man.
I mean, hurts our center depth a little bit, but like we didn't really play him up here anyway, so it is what it is. But that third line has been doing great. with the Laba, Berard, Brodzinski. They have that motor and that effort, and that's kind of what you want from a third. So I like what I'm seeing there. Winning over the Blues was a must. Next game playing Carolina, I was much more like, all right, this is the test.
Right.
Like this is the second team in the Metro, probably second team in the East right now or close to it. And again, it was a low shot total. It was like 18 shots, maybe less, and we won. Somehow we just have Carolina's number. Like we play Freddie Anderson, and he's always just turns into Swiss cheese.
It's funny because Carolina always has our number.
Yeah, it's just one of the like. It's like we meet them in the playoffs whenever we meet them, and it's just like, oh, like Rangers are winning. Like even if it goes to 7, Chris Kreider has that hat trick game the year, I think 2 years ago, to just propel us past them. I remember like the 5-3 Hedel goal a couple years before that. Like we just seem to know how to beat them, even though their shot totals are so much higher, and they are like
that's the Brenda Moore system,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and they're the like regular season team. So it's great to like, I don't want to say get rewarded because it's not like we're pummeling them with shots. It's just like we've had these games where we have under 20 shots, we score 4+ goals because we just know the goalie or they have an off night or something, and we'll take it. We'll take the 2 points and run in division, especially, but it's a little troubling. I don't want that to just like continue, and it seems like it will or has been. Some of the things that I've heard when listening and watching this game is like the Rangers still need to establish and get used to their grit game. So like the grinding kind of play style that Sullivan wants them to play. Some of them are good at it already because they're the third liners, like the Berard, Laba, Brodzinski. They have that like innate ability to just go grind, hit guys, whatever. The top line guys need to kind of get more into that system and buy in a little bit more. I think it'll happen, but it takes time. New coach, somewhat new system. It's understandable. But yeah, the thing that I want to point to as I get to my next 2 games, Rangers are still one of, if not, I think top 5 defensive team in the league, and 3 of their 6 defensemen, Borgen, Fox, Gavrikov, are in the top 10 of just like top defensive stats.
Wow.
Fox as well is having an insane year. I think you said he was second in points.
For defense. Behind McCarr.
So you look at the defensive play that has always plagued the Rangers. Their 5-on-5 scoring for and 5-on-5 defense against has been pretty much in the dumpster the last 5 to 10 years, even when they're making these runs. And so that's why it's kind of like a live and die with the power play and with like off the rush chances. That's how they were most successful in their playoff runs. It was never really like, all right, we're grinding guys on 5-on-5 and then we score. Well, it was really like we'd win with our special teams and we'd lose because we'd face a team that just has that 5-on-5 mentality. The fact that we have obviously Igor Shesterkin still playing top level, high end.
Yep.
And our defense is better. We just need that last little bit of 5-on-5 offense to click, as well as the power play to do a little bit better and the penalty kill to do a bit better. Penalty kill, I think, has been a little bit better, and so has the power play. So it's trending in the right direction since the week before where we were like 0-3, where we were just Swiss cheese on the penalty kill. It's getting there. So I'm starting to see promise in all this stuff. I still would like to see Perreault come back up and do something maybe a little later in the season. But it's cool that we're getting this momentum. It's cool that the defense is really running. And the biggest unsung hero of this is Vladislav Gavrikov.
Yeah, he's having a year.
Really great year. Like, we didn't bring him in to be a point guy, but he's getting these points. But he is getting points, yeah. He's getting the points. And having him with Fox, all respect and love to Ryan Lindgren. Like, loved having those guys as a pair. He was a gritty warrior. But seeing the defensive capability, skating ability, point producing ability of Gavrikov playing with Fox, it just makes me so happy. They are clicking together. It looks great. It's awesome to have that like real top 2 defenseman on the team. And Will Borgen has been like, he's on the IR now, or he's like maybe just got off. He's like a little bit day to day, but he's coming back. he has been unreal this year, and that's the guy we traded for Kako.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So like the fact that we get back this guy who is the bona fide third defenseman and will do those gritty things and shut plays down. It's awesome. So like I'm getting more excited about it. There's things that I really like to see. Obviously, the low shot count and like not being able to win at home really sucks. And as a fan, like that makes me not want to go to games at home because why would I willingly subject
You get cheaper
myself?
tickets though.
I
I
mean,
I've
do
have
you?
the tickets gone down?
I doubt it. It's MSG. I doubt it. If it was a smaller market, yeah. I just don't
Hmm.
see it.
Yeah,
A
that could
lot
be
of
tough.
suits go to the
Yeah,
games too.
usually you just sell out just for fun and you just
Yeah.
watch the hockey game.
So, oh, it's total sidebar, but apparently the Canuck, our favorite bar, opening another location
Really?
right outside of MSG. Apparently,
No
this is what
way.
near Stout. I don't know if you've been to Stout
Dude,
near
that's gonna
Madison
be
Garden.
really crowded.
Yeah, and it's right near my office.
But at least it'll help disperse the crowd of the Canuck
Well,
and
it's just like I
Chelsea.
could totally understand why they need a second location. It's
Yeah,
like the only hockey bar. It has all the best Canadian beers and poutine and
and
everything.
Patine, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
it's pretty
dude, a little
good.
bit more uptown, a little easier to get to.
I think that would be great.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be crowded though, but at least
I
it'll
don't know when
disperse
it
the
opens,
crowd.
but that's the rumor mill that I'm hearing. So that's awesome. I'm
That's
pumped.
that's that's sick. That's sick.
Okay, my next two games went on that whole rant. I think there's a lot of promise for the Rangers. Um, and then they walk into to Boston, who they are ranked highly, and Geeky is having like a crazy year. I
He
don't.
has like
It's
17, 18
yeah.
goals.
That's just one of those. I remember that always brings me back to the year in fantasy hockey where you drafted Alex Steen and
And
he had like 50 goals or 40 goals or
30,
something.
yeah, 40 goals or so. Yeah.
And I was just like, dude. And then I think the next year I drafted him and he scored like 15. I was like, damn it. He's like, sometimes, same with like Chris Kreider. Sometimes there's just a
That's
year where
you
someone
know
gets hot.
that's how I view Zach Hyman. Like his 50-goal year. It's like okay, I mean he's good, but I don't think
I
he's gonna
wouldn't take a run
replicate
on him.
that.
Yeah, if he
Yeah.
does, then fine. I'll get him the third year. But you never want to be like,
So what? Who is it? Is it the center that's helping that the guy I can't pronounce, or is it like Pasternak feeding him?
I don't know. I mean, Pasta I think is hurt.
Oh, is he?
I don't even think he played. So he was kind of just Geeky taking over. But we go in there. We actually get, again, away game. We get 35 shots, score 6 goals on Swayman. And they're
Wait,
dominating.
you shoot 35?
Yeah, yeah. Like this is like the
Okay,
one
this is the
game
one game where
over
you put
30
up.
shots
Yeah.
like that I've seen in the last 10 to 15
You light up
games.
Swayman.
Light up Swayman. Gavrikov gets a goal. Everyone just like is chipping in. It looks great. Lafreniere got a goal, which is always good to see. I think he has like 5 or 6 at this point. Zibanejad has 9 goals. Miller's getting good tips in front. I think people are getting like a little healthier. They're getting their feet under them. It was like utter domination. 4-0 going into the third, and like maybe a 5 to 10 minute kind of just collapse of the system. They let up 2 goals pretty quick, but then they shut the door. So it's going to happen. You're not going to get a team. I mean, you would like this, but you're not going to really get a team to play full 60 minutes every single night. So if there's a mental lapse when you're up 4-0, as long as you don't blow the game away, fine, take
Right.
it and run.
Yep.
I think Igor played that game, and then the next game, 23 hours later against Tampa, Igor's in again because Quick is still like
Wait,
recovering.
back to back?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow. Well, he's one of those goalies. He's like Price.
yeah. It's hard to come
Or
by these
Lundqvist.
days. Yeah, seriously. So I think it's been kind of. So this is Blues at home 1, 2 games on the road, Carolina, Boston, win-win, and then I think it was back home against
Back home
Tampa.
against Tampa. Okay.
And of
Okay.
course, it's a loss. They look horrible. They look tired. I think they had 13 shots and it was a 4-1 loss.
Oof.
But the problem is like these games, and I think this happened with Carolina early in the year. It happened with a couple other teams. A lot of teams are banged up right now. Tampa especially, even though they're hot. Tampa's I think is on like an 8-game win streak.
Yeah,
But
they're top of my division.
But like they have 4 or 5 key players just not in the lineup. And
But
you
how is
think,
it possible that they're winning?
well, it's got to be the system. It's got to be just like, they still have some of their key guys.
Well, John Cooper is the longest tenured coach since
Of course.
He's been there since 2013,
And
like as head
unless
coach.
he wants to leave, I don't see any way they're gonna ever get rid of him. He has 2
Do you know who
Stanley
the
Cups.
second most is?
Is it Marty?
No, it's Bednar.
Bednar. That was my second. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, or Rod. Rod. I was actually gonna.
Yeah, no, he's third.
Yeah, yeah,
Rod is third.
yeah. So total just horrible Saturday day game for them. They looked just. I don't know if uninterested is the right word. Like I think they were trying. It was
Day
just
games could be rough
it was,
though.
and right after you're
Like
in
a
Boston
back-to-back
and
and
it's
you're a
like a
day
quick
game. Yeah.
turnaround. That's where it's just like maybe that's just a scheduled loss there. Like you're just gonna take it and you walk away with the week 3-1 for the holiday week. It's pretty good. I'd take that most weeks, right? So, um, I don't need to go too far into it. It's just like you need that scoring. But as far as like Panarin, Trocheck, Miller, Lafreniere, Zibanejad, you're seeing those points and you're seeing the defense play well. And I think Borgen will be back soon. Quick should be back soon. They called Morrow back up because Borgen's out, so he's been kind of like in and out. Um, yeah, but as far as that, I mean, lot to like. We'll see what this next week brings for us, but the big thing is like I don't think anyone's harping on the coach for us. Like Sullivan, we trust him. The players, now that they're scoring a little bit, going 3-1, I think the overall vibe is better. But people are still like really hammering it on Chris Drury, like just looking at his whole tenure and
Yeah, because
I
you
don't
can't
know,
help
they
but think it
say
like it could have gone better.
yeah, and I feel like every Ranger fan I talk to is like, oh, Drury's just doing this, doing that. Like, you think they'll fire him, whatever. And I'm like, one, they just extended him. Like, they could fire him, but like they just extended him. Two, he helped bring in Sullivan and all those coaches, and he's like boys with them, and they're very lockstep in tune with each other. I just don't see it. Like, and I understand there's been missteps and like maybe a trade that shouldn't have happened, or maybe like the big thing is their prospects. How are you gonna get these guys in the AHL and the draft picks that you have? How are you gonna build them up and get them to be NHL ready? Because it seems like the hit rate has been pretty low
I mean,
on
yeah,
development. And that's not a Chris Drury thing necessarily. It's like your development
I
team.
would have. If there's one thing I would have probably corrected was like I would have tried to keep Kako. Honestly,
You say that, but he hasn't played. He's played like one game in Seattle, and who you got back is your third most important defenseman behind your top scorer and your
I
top
guess
player.
so.
I think like what sucks is the promise for Kako coming out of that draft. I
Right?
mean,
Yeah.
he was potentially going to go first overall. He just came off a win in the World Juniors, Finland over US. Devils take Jack Hughes, and then you just like you have Kako sitting on your lap. Everyone thought that was the move, that was the pick to make, and it just didn't turn out. And it's like it sucks, but he's like really not having a career right now. So
Yeah.
I understand trying to keep him.
Yeah. I guess
understand that like
he's injury prone at this point.
it's just
Yeah.
for what you got back. Sucks that that's the second overall pick, and you're seeing what these other first and second overall picks are doing. But you kind of just got to live with the decisions at this point.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that.
Yeah. All right, that's the Rangers. Hopefully, it's a better week. Continues this good week going in, and
You got a home game stretch for.
I think so, which I'm scared about. They better start winning, man. Ugh.
It'll get there. They'll get there. I mean, the away games are arguably much harder.
Well, not for them. 11 wins. So dumb.
So for the Habs, we got 3 games this week away. Was expecting, as I said earlier, pretty much 2 losses, like at the very least. Because
Why is that?
I mean, we were up against Vegas and Colorado, and
Mammoth.
you know, we're kind of this week was where we're kind of that stage where like okay, like can either go up or down. You know, like just based on our lukewarm performance
Yeah.
the past 2-3 weeks, and thankfully, we know we were 2-1. We played a great game against Vegas. We got Dobish, Monty Dobish for Utah, Vegas, Colorado.
Mhm.
And in this Utah game, the first line really showed up. That's why I got Souza. Got, I think, 3 points, 2 goals, 1 assist. Baldu got 3 points. He got player of the game in our internal locker room
Mhm.
type thing. Power play got going. Think Baldock was the first one to score with just a nice snipe. And I've been saying this whole year that like Baldock needed to be playing with just better players. For me, I wouldn't mind him on the second line. But first, yeah, let's try him on the first. And he's in this game he kind of proved that he can hang on the first. And by the way, that meant moving Slav to the second, but Slav on the second has been very, very good. Like
Is he with Demi?
he's with Demi
Yeah.
and Kapanen.
Yeah.
And that line has been probably my favorite line this week, just because Slav is just driving the play and hits, while also kind of balancing out the also proper defensive play that Kapanen brings. And then you mix in the skill play with Demidov, and it's just kind of like a fun line. And yeah, that line's been great. Slav's been great on that line. And so Baldock scores. Suzuki scores on a odd man rush from Caulfield, 2-0. And then Utah gets a power play, and you got Kayla Yamamoto scoring, and kind of pisses me off this one because I think Cap could have kind of back checked hard, and he was just like left in the slot alone, Yamamoto. And for us, and a pattern I've been seeing is that when it rains, it pours. So, when they get a goal like this, kind of a momentum shift for the other team, I kind of worry because rightly so. They score 2 in a row, Utah. Just like pretty much quickly, they kind of fall apart in the second. And they're up 3-2 Utah just all of a sudden. Like it was good way before that, and then they crumble so quickly in like such a small span. I don't know if it's like a mental thing or I don't know. You get that one goal in, and then they kind of collapse
Yeah.
in that small dose. Um, Regardless, we somehow get a power play. Slav scores, but actually it's overturned because the play was offside. There was this whole thing like I don't know who the coach is for Utah, but they do a timeout so they could view
Yeah.
the
That happened to us last year with
and
Carberry, I think.
and I think we spoke about it last year. Like that should not be allowed.
It's annoying because it's like it should be all right. You have 30 seconds to make a call after something's blown, and then if you don't make it, it's done. But if you take the time out,
You take the timeout,
think
you look,
about
you
it,
think
can
about it.
look, yeah,
So they took 2 minutes to look at it, and it wasn't definitive, but I get it. Like Slav was over the line, or he didn't have a skate to touching the blue. So whatever. We're on the same power play. Thankfully, 30 seconds to go, Suzuki scores on the same power play. Slav scored, so it's tied 3-3.
good.
And off a turnover later on, by the boards, I think a Utah player accidentally chipped it down in their zone, and Demidov is there, and he goes for a nice wrister for his 5th of the year.
It was a
And
little toe drag release. It was like a pull in, change the angle, rip it.
between the defenseman's legs, past Vejmelka. And yeah, up 4-3. That was such a sick goal. And we kept it 4-3, thankfully. Then go to OT. Solid win. Dobish was decent. I think I wouldn't blame the defensive collapse on Dobish. It was just like they kept it in the zone for those 3 goals and they couldn't get it out. And yeah, Texier didn't play this game, but he played the next game in Vegas. We got Florian still in the lineup. Texier, I think Adam Engstrom, stood out for this game, and Struble or Jack I played in, and we won. We won against 4-1 against Vegas, and I told my brother we're gonna beat Vegas. We gotta just outskill them more than like outshoot. Like we just have to have solid chances and make the best of it, and I think we did. Oh yeah, by the way, in the Utah game, we were doubled and outscored. So like we shot 17, they shot 34. So yeah, Dobish had played really well.
Yeah.
And kind of similar story in Vegas. Vegas was just like out shooting us for most of the first period. And then all of a sudden we get one chance and we score.
Shooting percentage, right?
We just
You
have
guys are top.
yeah, we have a high shooting percentage, around 12%, which is kind of really unrealistic for where it's going.
Yeah.
Um,
It's gonna regress a bit.
it's going to regress a
think?
bit. we played against Akira Schmid. I don't think that's a starter. Aiden Hill, right?
Aiden Hill and Carter Hart.
Oh, right. Hart
But
is on the
Hart is
team.
on a conditioning stint,
Right.
and he does not look good. He let up like 4 goals on 16 shots down in the AHL, I think.
Right.
And then Hill is on the IR still, which is killing me in fantasy. But Schmid is like
Pretty
a
mid.
Ranger killer, though. We
Is he?
cannot beat him. When he was on the Devils in
Oh
the
yeah, he was on the
playoffs,
Devils.
couldn't beat
Yeah.
him. So dumb. And then we
Uh,
couldn't beat him when we played Vegas the other night. It was like, yeah.
our first goal was actually on a delayed penalty, and I've been noticing our delayed penalty possession has been like really good. Like
that's
we
good.
hold possession for almost like a minute or more, and that was the case this time. Slav, just a nice pass to Balduke. He's just like right in front of Schmid and just tucks it in, wrist shot on the left. Um, so that was the first. And second, we got Caulfield. You know, I was saying in this game, because Caulfield was in the position earlier, I'm like, he should just shoot from that angle, um, in the first, because like he could score from that, and what do you know? In the second,
It's
he
crazy.
just goes top cheddar over Akira Schmid's shoulder, and he didn't even notice it went behind him. Like,
Yeah.
just like
I mean, it's just
this is the
crazy that they
sharpest
have.
angle.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the shot that we were talking about. That we're like that. This kid has to be on the Olympic team. But
And yeah, I did see some Twitter things like, "Oh, you kidding me, Garen? Like, you don't think
yeah,
you need this right
yeah,
now?"
yeah.
Like, and you can't argue with that. I mean, he could score, and that was his 14th of the year. 2-0 still. Monty shutting it down. This game was really great for him. He genuinely did save the game. Because when it was 0-0, they were on a power play like 2 in a row, right in the slot against like Hurdle and
Mm.
Eichel. I mean, that's hard to like that's hard to save against
Yeah.
those guys. So he really stood on his head for us this game, and unlike the next game where
Yeah.
we didn't stand up for Dovish. But regardless, Jake Evans gets a breakaway goal off a Texier kind of chip pass. And we kind of shut the door. They score. Mark Stone scores a dirty goal, like not in a bad way, just like just a messy goal, and then we get an empty netter. So solid performance in Vegas. I was not expecting to have a win like that. Again, low shot, high shot for Vegas, and we come out with 4 points out of 6 because the next game which was also back to back, in the afternoon as well. It's not good. This is like absolute slaughtering by Colorado to us. They're like they make their goals look so easy.
Dude, in their sweet jerseys too.
And the Quebec Nordiques jerseys. So, insult to injury kind of thing.
Yeah.
We had a good 10 minutes. So the opposite of the previous games where the other team dominates, and that's when I know it's going to go bad, because I think you get some really good opportunities in the first 10 minutes and they realize, oh man, we're not beating this goalie. It wasn't Wedgwood, and it was Blackwood. It gets in their head, and then all of a sudden it just goes the other way.
Mhm.
Brock Nelson had a 4-point game, a hat. It was actually it was reversed, the hat trick, but at the time he had a hat trick. The hats were thrown, but the second goal, it turned out, was credited to Landeskog
no.
later on. But so, like, I guess the hat trick didn't count,
Yeah.
but there's still hats on the.
Yeah,
I haven't
that's
seen that
weird.
before, so pretty weird. But he still gets 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists. Landeskog got like 2 goals as well.
Yeah, lighten them up.
McKinnon got a goal. It was 7-2 final. Yeah, we got lit up. I mean, this team is. I like to think that they had their growing pains too. Like, I mean, they're not like us because they had Nathan McKinnon, and they have the best forward and the best defenseman in the league. So
Yeah.
it's not like the Montreal Canadiens, but at the very least, it's somewhat encouraging because, I mean, within the past decade, they only won once, but they built up towards that,
Yeah.
and so I think every team would hope to be built up in that way, and I think the Habs are hopefully in a similar direction, where they got a young, talented squad, but like still too young to really make a deep run. So maybe within 3-4 years, we
Mm.
see like the level of play like to match up against a team like Colorado. But yeah, I mean, at the very least in this game, Demidov off a sweet pass from Slav. Again, Slav is just playing super well on this second line. Gets a goal, 6th of the year, tied for first at this point. Because Schaefer has 8 goals and like 10 assists or 10, 11 assists. Like he's insane.
Yeah, Schaefer's
I
nuts.
think I think if it goes on like this, Schaefer's gonna win it. He's a defenseman.
Yeah.
You know, that's just gonna how it be.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Lane Hudson off of power play, one timer, just kind of an angry one timer. Make it like 6-2
Mhm.
at this point. So at least the young guns are kind of scoring, even though we got kind of slaughtered. But and we left Dobish in deliberately. So
Why?
I think that's a good move. I
Why?
mean, the
Just
guys
like,
got to learn to just
yeah.
keep
it's
a cool
yeah,
head
because
and
you're
take
worried.
it.
You're worried how it would have affected him if he pulled him.
Yeah, and also like if you bring in Monty
were
off
any-
a big win
yeah,
yesterday,
yeah.
is like it. I guess it counts as Monty's loss.
Were any of the goals like, oh, Doba should have had it, or was it?
There was one where I think Brent Burns, he scored off the face off, just like a wrister, and like Dobish is down early, kind of goes over his left shoulder. He could have had that.
Yeah.
But I think the team just played poorly, like defensive wise,
Gotcha.
in front of him, kind of let him down. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good. Some people might argue, oh, maybe should have been pulled, but like now, like Monty just got a huge win. It's no point. Like it's 5-1 or something. Just like let him finish the game and like kind of build that mentality of like just take it kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Because I do see a lot of reactions out of him. Like at this point in time, he's got to learn to chill that kind of emotional part of him, which
Mhm.
is fine, but keep it that for the passion part. Just keep your head up.
So let me ask you, what's the goalie like? It's all up in the air, right? But like, what is the situation? How is it? Obviously,
I
you've
mean, we
got a
just looked at
couple
stats.
wins, but
We give up 3.5 goals a game. That is a problem. Like
yeah,
that's near the bottom of the league, like close. That's
bottom 5, I think.
like that. We're next to Edmonton, so like you could make fun of Monty and Dobish as much as Skinner,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
So
So, but what's the answer then? Like, do you keep just going with this half and then just try to figure it out, or is a trade or a promotion coming for someone? Like,
I don't see a trade. I I don't know who would be given up for a
I
trade.
mean, there are goalies out there.
They're hard to come by. I
It's
don't
like
know.
Binnington,
Oh,
dude,
please
Canadian
no.
legend Binnington could do it.
I don't.
People are
Personally, I don't
throwing
like
around like
Bennington.
Tristan Jarry.
Dude, he's Swiss cheese though. He's
I don't
Swiss
like him.
just as much as Monty sometimes.
Jarry's glove is horrible.
I don't know. I think the answer lies in the defense because they just had a rough game,
Mm.
and they do have rough games like that Utah. Like Utah could have won that game
Yeah,
like easily. They put up 3 so quickly. It's I don't know. They gotta lock it down. That's all I could say. I mean, you could say Gooley is injured, and that's why, and that's what I like to attribute it to because Gooley is like the defensive defenseman
Mhm.
of the team, probably our best defensive defenseman, and him being out all the time kind of hurts us. And I guess Doc and Newhook kind of being out sucks too. Line A. He's a more of a defensive liability, but I still like Line as he is. I know he gets a lot of crap, but for what he does is fine to me. I don't know.
yeah.
Like
So then another question: has the seat cooled a bit for Coach Marty, or are people still
People's-
on him about like?
you
Get him
know,
outta here.
if it's not the power play or the goalie situation, it's always something else. And I think the pattern I saw this week was, oh, why is Demidov not? He's playing 12 minutes a night, and Joe Veleno is playing 13 minutes a night. How is Joe Veleno getting more ice time than Demidov? I couldn't be more disagreeable to that. It's his first season. he still has to earn his way and his time on the ice. There's no denying his talent. Also, it's a long season. You want to protect the guy like that
Yeah.
to some extent.
Yeah.
To like, and also he's not gonna be playing the PK time, where Veleno could
Yeah.
slot in the PK time, and also the last 5 minutes of the game where they got to shut it down. So, I mean, that's where the numbers are coming from. I think, like in those situations. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, he's putting up points with the little ice time or the little ice time he has. But it'll grow. Like Hudson last year is the same story. He wasn't on the power play for like pretty much up until November, December, and he earned his way to the power play and have more ice time.
Yep.
So but I don't know. Everyone will have something to complain about. So
Yep. All right. Anything else?
that's it. I mean, the Matheson thing. We're going back home for a couple games against Ottawa as our next game,
Oh, the big one. I
and
think Brady's back.
Brady's back, so gotta have Flo and
Yeah.
and Jack in the lineup to just to weather the storm, and hopefully Nick Cousins,
Oh my
they might
God.
scratch him maybe.
Dude.
He got a beating last time.
I hope he
so.
gets another one.
But that's it for me.
Cool. All right. That's our episode. Thank you so much for watching, and tune in next week.
Thanks, guys.